centralized exchanges do not list directly time is that time is a diluted asset, right? And time, by holding time, also Wonderland is getting diluted by providing liquidity to an asset that is getting a high APY. So we are losing part of the treasury for that reason. Now that we have kickstarted everything and we have reached more than 1 billion worth of treasury, which make us the largest DAO in the world, we can instead transition for a less dilutive focus and have liquidity that instead of lowering in value, it grows in value also for our own treasury, right? So, yeah. So more and more things will come. Like, for example, exchanges listing will need to list the wMemo so people can actually buy and sell wMemo on centralized exchanges, which is great because they can hold an asset that accrues value rather than deprecates in within the system, of course, right?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I was providing liquidity with the wrapped memo on Phantom, with, I think it might have been with Phantom on the Spirit Swap, but I stopped that just because of impermanent loss. But I just wondering the best places to keep the wrapped memo in terms of for still getting, let's say, snapshots for, potential airdrops of the.
Yeah, don't worry about the snapshot is gonna go on any chain, so you don't have to worry about that.
Carry on. But say, like, if I was providing liquidity on Spirit Swap with my wrapped memo, would I still be getting these airdrops?
You will be included. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's very cool because, like, not only we are doing very interesting investments, but also, like, I think the narrative of the airdrops in general is a cool one because we prove that projects and seed rounds we can access the best deals, right, on the best price, but also because of the large community. That is what the premium, in my opinion, is based on, between the value of time versus the treasury. It's proving to be effective by receiving these airdrops that then get distributed directly to the owners of the DAO. And this is really, really exciting because it's never happened, and um, we're really moving into a direction that is really disrupting the VC model, in the sense that we provide capital, and we have a lot of capital in a competitive business, but we have a very good capital amount. Then we have a very large user base in which these new projects can really find their early adopters, I would argue, right? So they find the community in within, a lot of people can provide value to, and then we have all the benefits of the ecosystem of the Frog Nation. Can you mute yourself, please, Kiro? Thank you. Then we have all the benefits of the Frog Nation, which includes, like, specific condition on listing on Sushi Swap, specific new conditions on Abracadabra's leverage and availability of Magic Internet Money, specific conditions on having managed liquidity by Popsicle Finance, and options in the future as we're working on that side, and so on. So I think nobody at the moment have this 360-degree ecosystem benefit just like us, and this makes us really not only the most important investor at the moment in the crypto space, but also makes us the most valuable investor to have on board as for any projects in the ecosystem. So I love X. Do you want to say something? Do you have a question?
Yeah. Thanks. Sorry. So look, obviously at the moment I haven't wrapped the memo. We've been talking about the memo business now. If I wrap the memo, and will I still be able to have it state in the Wonderland platform?
Yeah. It doesn't change anything. So the only
Makes no.
difference, yeah. So right now, when you have memories, you can't move these memories, right? Like you can't do much because they represent basically you get more memories every rebase. Okay.
Okay. Right.
So it wouldn't be advisable to move them because you would lose the staking reward
That's what I
that you
thought.
get. So when you wrap them instead, it's like putting the cookies inside of a box. So it doesn't matter where you put them or where you move them into your wallet, or you add them to liquidity, or in the future you will supply them to earn additional value, or for example you stake them to receive more airdrop or additional income with your with your wMemo, which
So
is something.
are you saying that it's advisable now? I mean, forget the tax reasons for me because I'm from the UK. Are you saying that it's advisable to wrap our memo up?
Yeah, I think you should
Okay.
definitely wrap it.
All right. And do you
Yeah,
think that's why the price of time is now decreasing? It's obviously we can see it's been decreasing. Um, do you reckon it's going down because of the fact that people are wrapping it, or that makes no odds?
no, I think that it's going down because the liquidity now on Time meme is very
Yeah.
thin, and you
Yeah.
can see the difference in the spread in between the liquidity of dropped memo versus time.
Right.
So there is some, like, I think misinformation in general, and some
Mhm.
competitors are trying to push like their own FUD narratives and stuff to try to magnify the moment of transition. As you know, every time you transition between one thing to another, confusion, it's kind of normal, right? So that's why I'm opening up this AMA too, because we want to clear out the confusion, and we want to have a space in which anybody can understand what's going on in general, so we avoid people selling something that has no problem, it has only good things happening, right? And they might be scared, or they might get information that is not correct and stuff like this. So that's the reason why this situation is kind of happening. Of course, it doesn't concern me much, but I open up this space for avoiding people losing money or just doing mistakes because of the misinformation out there, right?
I've got you. All right. Well, thanks for answering the questions. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you for coming up.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Sorry, I think you have an Indian name, so that's not gonna.
Yeah, it's actually Sanskrit. It means hidden. But hey, Daniel.
Sanskrit. Yeah.
Yeah, the first
Sorry,
language,
sir.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Just piggybacking on Hex concern about the price on Wonderland. Could you clarify about the sustainability with minting the coin? And is that a reason why Time Wonderland is experiencing hyperinflation, which may be a cause of the value going down? Could you clarify that for the community?
Yeah. So I will explain something to me, a concept that is important to me. So if you're creating an investment decentralized autonomous organization, what you want is basically reward long term holding versus speculation. At the same time, the system wants to collect value through speculation and redistribute that value towards the people that instead are holding for a longer term horizon. So, how's this achieved? By issuing basically more shares of the DAO and distributed them time based to the people that stake and that auto compound over a longer period of time. What it happens is that as the treasury grows, the treasury pushes higher to the premium, and the price of the underlying has to grow because it has sort of a bottom. But who benefits out of that growth is the ones that have been holding the longer period of time, because of course the shares are there. right? You have more shares or more percentage of the overall treasury. So in reality, having more means, so more means in the sense of like distributing more shares of the DAO to people does not have a real effect into the ownership of how much do you own of the total value that is accrued on the DAO. It just affects that over a longer period of time you have the opportunity of having more of what is collected rather than less. So it really does a good job on basically clearing up who is not really into the system and is just a speculator, and benefit who on the other hand is more longer term approach.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome. I will add a few new people. Sorry, usually I have a co-host helping me, but I just hopped in. Adam, Buddy Cheeks, Andrew Cohen, Adam Wolf, and then Mind Bullets. E. There you go. Please, Adam, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Really big fan of what you guys are doing over there. Sort of a really simple but three-part question. Number one, the APIs are awesome right now, but I mean, nothing lasts forever. What's your take on a realistic, approach of what that looks like over the next 3-6 months? That's one aspect. If you can give us any information about the airdrops, we're all excited. That's great, and maybe something goes down today. Then also, what are you most excited for this year, 2022, in the whole space? What you guys are doing?
Okay, so let's break it down from the beginning. So about APY, I think it's not gonna drop much, to be honest, in the next 3 months. That's kind of like your, and I don't think that it benefit at all. For example, Olympus to lower the APY. It doesn't really change much. It's like you give more cookie over the same cookie. So in reality, the more APY is just that in the shorter term, it allows longer term investor to actually have more upside, and that's how I see it. So it's not really gonna change much. With the change of the non-dilutive means, so as we are selling that wMemo directly from the treasury rather than minting it, we are actually reducing slightly the APY. I would consider it to go down in the next months about 10 to 15%. So, but in the same time, we are also reducing the mins, so we have less dilution. So in the next 6 months, who is holding is going to get even more benefit than the last 4 months. What was the other question? Sorry.
Any news about the airdrop today?
The airdrop. Yeah, so the airdrop is going to be working in 2 ways. So there's going to be a snapshot. So I'm definitely not going to give tokens to people that sold tonight. And then there is going to be a staking contract. So this we want to slowly introduce the concept that with the wMemo, not only you benefit by the rebases, but while you're benefiting on the rebases, you're also benefiting out of the treasury that is farming, plus of the airdrop and tokens that we have been acquiring. So a part of the airdrop is going to go directly distributed, and the other is going to be distributed over 30 days to people that stake wMemo. So we start showing people how wMemo works and all of this. So we really start showing the benefit of having wonderful memories rather than time staked individually as memo. So it's all part of like very well thought thing, like sometimes might not look like, but then everybody goes, oh, you see.
So Daniela,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, just really excited to get a chance to speak with you. I'm partially, I'm definitely in at least somewhat all of the Frog Nation protocols. One of the best ways I found to do that is with a pool on Beethoven X, which allows me to be in all of your protocols simultaneously. And so my question is that also going to be included in this snapshot or future snapshots, or, should we not, be in those types of pools if we want to benefit in the, wMemo future airdrops?
Well, would you mind reaching out just to make sure to Sifu, just to make sure that we include all of this more dark corners of DeFi?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
More
I
DJ stuff.
message it on Twitter, but I can probably the Discord might be better.
It's better that you either ping him on Discord first, and then if not, you DM him directly on Telegram.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That was it for me.
Hey,
Daniele.
Ciao.
Hey, I have a quick question. With us moving over to wMemo, are you ever gonna just take away the time token?
I can't hear anything.
With
Sir,
us moving, can you hear me now?
Still here among us?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Well, Adnan, if you want to go ahead in the meantime.
All right, Daniele. So I have a quick question. Actually, I was thinking of one model and asking you if, for example...
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear anyone.
Hey, Daniele, we can hear you and
I can hear you.
Everyone else.
Hey, frogs. Twitter wrecked. Please, go ahead with your question. I'm sorry about this.
No worries. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, devs need to do something on Twitter,
Hey, so with us moving towards wMemo, do you ever see in the near future that the time token will just no longer be? Like there will no longer be a time token?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. And then
one of the things I'm keeping a track of is like how much like is the basically like if you bought the top, okay, this is what I'm taking a look at. If you bought the absolute top of Wonderland of time and you took a certain amount of time and you staked, what is the break-even point, right? In which everybody's almost at break-even or break-even. That is an important parameter that I look at for Wonderland, right? And then from there might be the point in which we might completely say goodbye to the wMemo, to the time token in favor of just wMemo. And then the growth will come with, like, we are farming at like 50% a year at the moment, plus the treasury growth. So I think that we can literally make sure that everybody does it very well, as much as that's our aim, right? Very well in the crypto market without losing any money, and just growing their stock with having a great community and like really have the benefit of being part of the decentralized autonomous organization. No?
Okay. And then one other question. Can you kind of explain how the difference between wMemo and time and the way the money works? Because I've wrapped my memo for about, I don't know, maybe a week or two now. And when I unwrap it to see how much time I would have, it comes out to about the same amount of money that I would have when I go on Sushi Swap and then see how much my wMemo would come out to Avalanche. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's correct. That's how it should be, right? Like that's like you basically get more time inside, like you're staking on memories, right? And it should be. I mean, if it wasn't, it would be concerning. But fortunately,
right, but
yeah.
aren't we wrapping the memo to kind of help inflation on the time side and to not be a part of time anymore, to have more benefits on wrap memo?
Yeah, but the point is that the benefit comes on the APY side. So even if there is like a 70,000 APY, at the moment also Treasury is farming 70,000 APY, right? So in reality, the amount of time that you're getting is correct, but the Treasury is getting more time than anybody else, which is a non-selling entity. So in reality, we lowered the inflation on all the system, but you still have the benefit of having the rebases. Do you follow me on this?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in order to participate in the airdrops, do I have to bridge my Phantom or anything? I'm sure you've answered this question like 100 times.
No, don't worry. No.
Okay, cool. As long as we have the wrap memo.
Yeah, right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Welcome. Thank you. Buddy?
Yes, sir. Hey, how's it going, Frog Nation?
Yeah.
I guess I had a question in reference to, I guess, the wMemo solving the problem of dilution. And I was just wondering if we have the wMemo, it's basically still giving us the rebases and pulling in more memo or time.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it's creating more time or more memo, then how is that? I can't wrap my head around how that's not still dilutive. So I was just wondering if you can kind of help me out with that.
Yes. So now we have two parts of the system, okay? We have the part one that is the minting, in which you can mint time for a discount through the interface of Wonderland. Have you tried that?
Yes, I've tried that multiple times, yes.
Okay, so you have that system, and then you have the second system in which you take the time that you have minted and you stake it, and it becomes memories, right? So, memo. Yeah. Okay, now we are introducing a third component on all of this. Why? So, when you are in the staking contract of the rebases and you're getting more memos, you not can utilize the memo for anything. You just can leave it there, because if not, you lose the rebase, right? You follow me?
Yes.
Okay, so with the wrapper, basically the wonderful memories, what happens is that you enclose a box, and every time the rebase happen, you will receive more memo and more time. So it's just denominated in memo, but it's more time, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, every time that we mint, what happens is that we create new inflation, because we are generating new time out of the contract, okay? We create new time. What we are moving forward on is that we are reducing the discounts and the amount of time that can be created, okay? And we are making the same system in which we sell to because why? Like, we need to go back a second. Why do we want to mint more time? Do you know why?
I guess I'm not clear on that. I'd love to know.
Like, exactly, like, why do we have that system in the first place? I think that is important to understand. It's because we wanted to grow the treasury, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we want to, you can think about it almost like a fundraise, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm giving you a better deal on a fraction of the decentralized autonomous organization, because I think that I can do a better job with that money on the longer term, so I can triple or 4 times that money within the year, and in exchange I'm giving you a slight discount so you can arbitrage it, or you can have a better deal for supporting the growth of the treasury that then I can invest. So this is the reason why we have this mints. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem of this is that I think that we have reached a size of the treasury that is more than enough to do a very good job. with money. So we don't really need so much more money. What we want is to fill in the gap in between the value of time, so the minimum share of the DAO, and the total value of the treasury. So basically we have 1.1 billion worth of treasury and 2 billion worth of market cap. It exists a premium, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to fill here is the gap in between the 1.1 to the 2.
Yeah.
Now, this gap needs to be filled how? There is multiple ways in which we're going to do it, right? One is doing good investment, as we showed, right? So we're doing good investments. You grow the value of the treasury, so you fill the gap in between the premium and the treasury. Then second is to reduce the mints. Every time we do a mint, we extend the market cap, and still we receive less of the treasury, right? Because we have a discount. So one of the focus and one of why Wonderland has been much more successful than any other competitor is because we have been working a lot on making sure that the mints are the less dilutive as possible. So there is a threshold in which we do not want to sell time for a higher discount than what is necessary for fundraising the money. Right. So this, over the longer term, has accrued a very good ratio in between the value of the share of the DAO versus the treasury. Now, it also happens that every time that we mint these new times, we mint a little bit of time for the DAO itself. Okay? So this time has been accumulated inside of the treasury of Wonderland and is there doing nothing. And it was depreciating in value. So what is happening right now is that when we minted a lot of time, we also minted it against liquidity providers tokens. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is, but basically it's a representation of the liquidity provider on an AMM exchange, like Trader Joe in this example. We have been asking people for giving us time magic internet money or time AVAX liquidity provider token in exchange of time tokens. So you can imagine that we have a lot of time. Like this was like a week ago. We had a lot of time that was not in circulation, but was in reality in circulation, because every time someone wanted to buy time, okay, on the market, it was buying it from us instead of from you. And we were always buying your time when you were selling, being us the liquidity providers of most of the liquidity or 100% of the liquidity, then made so that the tip of this liquidity was, of course, creating like a good potential for who wanted to exit, right? But also created a very high supply of time, which is a depreciating asset on the chain. So what we are looking now to do is the following. So again, we look at the components again. So the component number one is the famous mints. We want to reduce the mints, so we reduce the amount of inflation that we generate on the market by minting new market cap. No? So we reduce this gap, first of all. Second, we want to increase the amount of treasury versus the premium by selling directly the amount, the memories that we have in the DAO. So it's non-dilutive. We are just exchanging one value against another at the premium. We are actually selling treasury at a much higher price. Okay, so we fill that gap and we put it out. And third, we want that every asset inside of the decentralized autonomous organization is a productive asset. So it means that instead of holding so much time, that creates downwards pressure, because of course it's getting diluted constantly and is hitting on our liquidity providers tokens that are very big, right? 300 million plus. We are
Yeah.
moving this liquidity into, we are basically staking ourselves. Okay, it looks like, okay, we have been providing liquidity, now we're staking ourselves. So a lot of the runway that was being distributed to other people now is distributed directly to the DAO, and it can be sold to reduce that famous gap. And then we do not want to reduce the amount of liquidity on the market, because we like the idea that everybody can go in and out as much as they want. We want to just make it as efficient as possible by creating the new LP on SushiSwap that is wrapped memo mem. Now, interesting fact of all of this, for the first time now is valuable not only for us but also for other people to LP the token, because before you would be almost a madman to like LP or provide liquidity for time meme. Because you're not staking, so it's not worth, like, the fees generated by providing such liquidity on top of the AMM do not compensate the impermanent loss that is generated by the inflation that is given to the people that is staking and selling the rebases. Now, on the other hand, instead it exists, so it's valuable. So Wonderland can potentially reduce the amount of liquidity that it's on the market to a point in which is reasonable, no, and potentially create, for example, a staking contract in which is giving to people rewards for providing liquidity. So it becomes utility increases for the wMemo token, and the value increases, right? You follow me?
Yeah, I'm following on that part. Yes.
So this is basically the overall strategy that we are implementing in this point. Second thing is, do we want to constantly grow the treasury? Like, if you look at potential treasury growth versus premium, at the moment, if you look at it in like a 1 year time span, if we're farming at the 50% and we keep doing like even just a couple of successful investments like BetSwap and stuff like this, we are gonna end up at the end of next year with more treasury than the market cap that we have right now. That is, to me, like aim, no? The goal needs to be that the gap needs to be closed. So in reality, the value of the DAO increases. So now that premium, you could consider a premium this way, like the access to deal flow, right? So if you are a venture capital that is successful, you sell to a premium because there is like a management fee and all of this stuff. But additionally, it's because you have a reputation. So you have access to better deals than others. The same thing is with Wonderland. So with Wonderland, not only we have a very large pool of capital that we are capable of investing, but also we have a community, we have early adopters, we have crypto people that are ready to help with your projects. We have know-how, very large know-how. Now with the liquid staking, we have individual teams that are working also to validate and enhance our own product development and help other projects. And additionally, we have the network effect of all the projects that rotate all together into the Frog Nation. So you can receive so much more benefits to just allow us to join the seed round rather than any other venture capital that instead is just giving you money and like a hit in your shoulder and then good luck, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, with stuff like that, like, will these airdrops continue? Like, for us being early investors and kind of helping the treasury, like when there is a new project that you guys become involved in, will we be rewarded with token drops, like being early adopters on that, or kind of helping? Okay. Okay. Great. So this will be something that continues into the future. For holding the wMemo.
the next deal that is coming in the pipeline will include the same conditions. So I feel like it's cool because not only you get the value accrual of the treasury, etc., but by being part of the Frog Nation, you get the extra benefits.
Okay, that's nice. I guess I kind of I understand and I follow you with the I guess the dilution and how you guys kind of I guess plan to fix that. But I was just wondering, does it kind of the fact that you are no longer going to be minting time at a discount and then also minting it over in the treasury, and you're basically just going to be I guess focusing on providing liquidity directly with the treasury, does that kind of help like not having the dilution? Because I was thinking that like instead of you guys doing it for people that are I guess using other platforms, like you're basically taking that money and kind of just giving it back to the frogs that have wMemo via the rebases. Did I get that correct?
Yes, you get it correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that we explain this concept because like sometimes I feel like I'm sorry about making this more cryptic kind of tweet, like because I think that everybody sometimes is on the same level of understanding of everything as I do, but in reality, I have a huge respect for every one of you that are here and are listening and are trying to learn, because all the baggage or the luggage that you're gonna make by understanding the investments that we do, how we manage the treasury, how all this complex thing work, and the time that you put into understanding this is going to be super valuable for you in the long term. Not just see this kind of investment as just only exclusively like a directional bet or something like this. Like, in my opinion, this know-how that you make here is going to be very, very important for you to reach your financial freedom and have that edge against everybody else on understanding how investments work and how DeFi work and how blockchain work and so on. So, and very likely in the future, you will be able to develop your own ideas in this business and maybe opening businesses and do things around the Frog Nation and so on to really, really capitalize on the know-how that you made here. So.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing that. I'm a Solidity developer, and I don't like. So I'm trying to actually, I guess level my skills up. But I actually do plan on starting me some projects and kind of working within the environment.
Amazing, man. I'm looking forward to see what you can do.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Simon?
Hey, ciao, Dani. So, first of all, I'm really proud to have a great Italian mind like you on top of Frog Nation and DeFi. Sei un grande, numero uno. And my question, so you said that we will have the possibility to stake wrapped memories, or better, wonderful memories in the future to receive airdrops and shares from the treasury, right?
Exactly. So, of course, these are things that just to avoid any like legal problems and things like this that might come with this, we are very in the bleeding edge of what it's changing investing and seed rounds and all of this, and this is very exciting. Also, sometimes it's scary for me. I'm a very open kind of person, and I'm really looking also with legal advice to make sure that everything is possible in that regard, but so far so good. So it means that really we can. So I'm I really wanted to utilize our know-how and everything that we're building to construct a product around Wonderland that enforces good practices into investing and learning what that means, what means passive income, and why you are rewarded by being a longer-term investor, for example, in this system with the mints and the whole we talked about before. And this is really like my core point on why I wanted to create such a large DAO. Like, if you think about it, like, we are the largest decentralized autonomous organization in the world that has been doing the first investment of 500,000 people together we did an investment on one application, and now we are investing into another that we will announce soon that is very big, at the same condition of the juggernauts of these industries, and even better. And this pipeline is going on and going on, and we are generating every day so much value for everybody that is joining this revolution. And by wrapping this token, we can literally move into the second phase of what we can do with the parts of share that represent this decentralized autonomous organization, and really, like, for example, distribute the yields that we are creating and generating together, distribute the airdrop that we get, because together we are strong, right? Like, why do we receive an airdrop? Because we are a lot of people. Everybody wants to have like a piece of our community and our like heart, and going around and saying what we think about. Like, this is like what it's mean to really open up the investing to everyone. Now, I not can guarantee any success. This is of course, but what I do is every day I wake up, I try to do my best. I really talk with everyone. I do research every day. Our team is always online. We are looking for opportunities for you, and we are trying really to make sure that all the education and the information and everything is linear and transparent, so nobody takes decisions that are uninformed, and we can really move forward this industry by not relying to the old powers and the old like mafia, that has been really taking over all this industry too. Because at the end of the day, with adoption comes also all the shit that is out there, right? Like, and trying to exploit everything all the time. And this is like the driver of all the team, and I think it's the driver of all this collective of people out here. So this is I'm really excited. Like, sometimes I'm overexcited, like, but that's it's what it is. Like, what can I do? Like, I really enjoy to see that slowly, like, things that we are doing are actually making an impact, right? And this is just insane. And I thanks everybody that is participating on this. Sometimes I feel like we are participating in a huge experiment. I have no idea if it will be successful, but if it's successful, we found basically the nuclear accelerator of empowering people all around the world to really have a community, have investors, have capital to push forward big ideas. Now we're doing it at small scale, but who knows what the future reserves, right? Like, who knows?
Yeah, you're right to be excited. I'm excited too. So, yes, you're doing it well. And I'm a strong believer of this project, about Frog Nation, that about everything you're building, from time to abracadabra and everything else. And of course, unfortunately, I bought time at the top, so I'm not in profit in this moment. But I've never sold anything, and then continue to stake and to hold the wrapped memories or wonderful memories. And I want to know, so is there a way to reward people who have never sold, who are still staking in the future, right? Like, there is a way to retroactive reward them, and also to check, I don't know, the share of the treasury that we have according to when we stake time or not. I don't know.
Well, I'm working on taking a look, but the system by default does this. As the treasury grows, actually you have a higher share of the treasury, and the premium gets destroyed, so you are actually rewarded by a longer term holding by auto compounding. But yes, the airdrop, all this stuff is made for that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Grazie.
Thank you. Kevin?
Hey, thanks for having me up on the stage, and I just wanted to say what a great space you have today. So thank you for sharing your space and bringing me up on the stage. I've just shared the Twitter Spaces communities to the Nest. Hope you don't mind. It's a community which I set up. I'm the founder of Twitter Spaces communities, and it's for anybody to engage, contribute, whatever your hobbies, interests, topics are. People can join that group and share your spaces to the group. So it's all about that, really. So thanks for letting me speak. Thank you.
Thank you. My CZ.
Hello. Thank you very much. Greetings from Lisbon. Daniele, my question is very simple and super basic. Since I'm in Time and Memo since back October, I thought I fully understood the concept till the last days. Obviously, you stated in one of your tweets, "Never hold time." That's super clear for me. But so far we talked you talked only about wrapped memories. How about the normal memories?
Yeah, they stay.
Yep.
They stay. It doesn't change. It's just that it wraps the normal memories. Anyone can still ARB, buy time, and stake it, and then go ahead and do wrap the memo without.
Okay, but as far as I understood, it's better to wrap it.
Yeah, it will be better to wrap it because it
Okay.
gains utility, right? Like that's
Okay.
what you gain by wrapping it. You don't have to, but it would be better if you do it if you want to use it for other things, right?
Thanks a lot. And the second very short question, I followed the price when it was going from I don't know, I think 5,000-6,000 to just below 10K on Time. And about the APY, sorry, is it the displayed APY? Is it on the coin or is
On
it
time,
on dollar?
on time,
On
in
time.
time. Yeah.
Okay, because I couldn't find anything in the docs. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace.
So, Lucas?
Right on. Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you directly. What a beautiful time we live in, and I think I have a little bit of the Frog Nation in my blood. When I was in Brazil, I got to experience Combo in the Amazon, where you get to have a little frog injection, if anyone's familiar with that, for blood purification. And I see that the Frog Nation is trying to purify DeFi. So my question for you, I've got a small little YouTube channel where I try to educate people on blockchain and crypto and the health of DeFi. It's more conceptual. I see that you and other large DAOs are trying to help secure and prevent liquidity dry up from VCs so that DeFi can function in the long term. Because without that, we don't have DeFi. We don't have crypto. And I'm wondering, looking at what you guys are doing, is there a way in the future that y'all would be able to support other projects outside of the EVM model? I don't know if you're familiar with Phantom and how they've created a way to add other assets to their treasury. And I'm a big fan of privacy in blockchain. There's a blockchain called Secret Network in the IBC Cosmos ecosystem. And I was wondering if there's a way in the future that there could be kind of a bridging of communities, because there are a lot of people who still have a drive to support harmonious solutions and ethics and blockchain and long-term solutions. So that's the concept. Is there a way to bridge to the IBC, to keep it short?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cosmos. Actually, I was in a podcast like a couple of weeks ago, in which everybody was just talking about Solana, and all this. But they asked me what I think about what is like technology that is valuable and so on. And I'm a huge fan of Cosmos. I just think that sometimes things are a little bit too early. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Cosmos is a bit early in terms of technology or what the market fit is, and is kind of a very long-term bet on, is the market going to turn into something that Cosmos makes sense of to be. About privacy, we have like projects that we are developing like some part-time that basically brings privacy, sort of like Tornado Cash, but to Luna and Solana. And they've been investing a lot, like non-profit, on this side. I'm a long-term Bitcoiner. Like I've been in Bitcoin since the first Bitcoin that I touched was in 2011. So you can imagine that I'm very much like that. And in this, I think that also the fact that you can invest in DeFi without like KYC and AML and all this kind of stuff. It's also important, and it's privacy focused. So yeah, we're gonna make sure that we invest as much as possible into projects and internally develop things that move this industry forward.
Thank you, brother. In that regard, have you heard of Blank Wallet in the same vein as Tornado Cash?
No, I will take a look though.